So when did I first figure out that I can talk to animals? Wow, that's a loaded question. I was about 8 years old, sitting in the garden, watching this particular squirrel squirreling food all over the place. So I figured winter's coming. And I remember remarking to the squirrel, I was like, you'll never find these little pieces of food. I literally said, do you care to make a wager? I had a telepathic experience for the first time with an animal. I think I won the wager, because once the snow thawed out, I got all the little pieces of biscuit before the squirrel did. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are on the globe. I'm Meganne, bringing to you Fur by the minute, the fluff, the raw, and sometimes the rough. In this week's Fur, are your pets doing taxes? People are sleeping around behind their partners' backs. A dedicated pup-daddy leaves no fur behind, and a stray pup brings joy in an unexpected place. First up, as tax season looms, don't forget about some deductions that could literally go to the dogs. Accountant and virtual correspondent Debby joins us from New Jersey. Whether your pup is on patrol or your cat exploits her looks, you may want to hear this. Debby?
Thanks, Meganne. We're officially in the 2021 tax season, and pet owners are asking if there are any pet-related tax deductions that they can claim. Policy Advisor and Forbes magazine have highlighted 5 potential tax deductions. Service animals. If your pet helps you in the medical capacity or performs certain services, you may be able to deduct related expenses under the medical expense deduction. In some cases, you can claim the cost for keeping therapy or emotional support animals. The important thing to remember is that you must be able to prove that your animal helps you treat a diagnosed medical or physical need. Be prepared to show proper documentation as proof. Working animals. Business owners may be able to get a tax deduction if the pet provides a service to the business, and the cost of keeping the pets are a necessary part of operating your business. Examples would include a guard dog or a cat that protects your office from rodents. Performance animals. If your pets perform in some way that earns you income, you may be able to claim them as a business expense. Just be sure to keep accurate records of every expense related to your pet and the activity that earns income. Fostering animals. If you foster animals from a qualified nonprofit, the expense of caring for the animals could be considered a charitable donation. If you volunteer at animal shelters or rescue organizations, you may be able to deduct the fuel costs related to driving done in service of the organization's mission, but not your commute. Remember to keep track of your mileage. Pet-related moving expenses. If you move to a new home and you meet certain IRS conditions, the cost of transferring your pets to your new home may qualify as a tax deduction. To properly support any deductions, remember to keep track of your pet-related expenses continuously throughout the year. Pet-related expenses would include veterinary care, food necessities, pet supplies, training, grooming, and boarding. Talk to your accountant today and see if you qualify for any of these tax deductions. Back to you, Meganne.
Thank you, Debbie. I certainly am positive that a lot of people didn't know about those deductions. That's valuable information, Debbie, and all your information has been absolutely invaluable. Next up, humans are giving themselves a furry hall pass. A recent survey shows more parents prefer their pet over their partner in bed. One poll conducted a survey for furniture company Lovesac. Out of 2,000 people, 61% would rather cuddle with their fur babies on the couch or in bed, ou dans la chambre, as they say in Paris. Respondents listed reasons as the tail kids being cleaner and quieter. More than 50% said they are not disturbed by Mr. or Mrs. Whiskers using the bathroom or snoring. What is interesting is a majority said their dogs and cats get better sleep than they do. I'm not surprised. Now we're joined by Waffles, who resides with his doting mother in Manhattan. Waffles always sleeps in the bed with his parent and prefers the right side with a bowl of Evian and a humidifier nearby. He has something to yodel about the survey. Waffles? Are we describing that right? You are happy sleeping in your parents' bed, and you do sleep very well, but you don't like the insinuation that the fur babies are sleeping much better than their parents. Well, it's not an insinuation, it's actually a survey. And based on the survey, that's what they saw. And I concur, because as I recall, when I've had pets sleep in my bed, it seemed like, yes, they slept a lot better than I did, because, you know, you guys tend to relive your day in your dreams, right? You like to run. You start to jerk around because what? In your dream, you found a bone. And so now you're jerking about because you found a bone. And so that's what this parent has to go and live through. Yeah. And so I think it's pretty accurate. Oh, okay. No need to get cross. You still contend that it's not accurate. You think you both get the right amount of sleep, the same quality of sleep. Okay, well, I beg to differ. Here we are, Waffles, we're at an impasse, and clearly we just have to agree to disagree. It's been lovely talking to you always, and it's all right that we don't always agree. That's what makes us good pals, yeah? Thank you, Waffles. Next up, there is positive news for a parent who refused to leave his pup in Ukraine. Indian University student Ruff vowed he would not leave without his dog Malibu. According to the Times of India, the 21-year-old was allowed to fly back to India, but didn't have all the required documents for his pooch to travel with him. Oh, that's sad. Ruff said the Indian Embassy, the Animal Quarantine, the Certification Service, and Indira Gandhi International Airport made it impossible for the Mutt, even in the midst of an invasion. However, with the help of Falcon Pet Relocation Worldwide, the father and first son left the war-torn nation for Hungary. That's wonderful. And then they just successfully made the journey from Budapest to Bengaluru. Oh, that's good news. I love a good happy ending. Bless you, Rabosh. Next up, a furry trooper is warming hearts in the war in Ukraine. A stray pup found its way to a group of soldiers in Donbass. The men quickly adopted the adorable pooch that they aptly named Rambo. On freedomnews.tv, the sweet pup is seen conducting surveillance and greeting his humans. He also joins a friendly pack of rescue dogs, including Muha and Militia on the front line. Ooh, how precious. The brave humans say Rambo is their protector and a good doggo. The canines are bringing joy with their positive presence during such a difficult time. You know, that's all that people need sometimes, just to raise the morale. Having these dogs there just absolutely brings a smile to everybody and every soldier, I'm sure. That's a wrap for us this morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are on the globe. I'm Meganne Aplomb. Be sure to sniff out the latest headlines you need to know from the Pandemic Network, brought to you by the Muttly crew. And if you have some feedback or story suggestions, please leave a comment. And be sure to subscribe and like to the Muttly crew channel on YouTube for fur and other possum entertainment. I really didn't think it should have been a discussion because, I mean, there is a poll, there is a survey that said that this is how it is. But Waffles, by all means, if you think you're right, then you're right, Waffles. I mean, who am I to argue with you? Right? I mean, look at that face. You've got a sweet face, and I can't win. I can't win with that face, right? And hopefully we can have, I don't know, a little bit of wine together, some Evian, and some some Evian and some humidifier, some Evian and some humidifier time together. Okay, some Evian, maybe we can spend some time together with some Evian and a good humidifier. I think I'm getting tired of talking to these animals. I mean, I love that I've got this skill, but I feel like I could graduate to speaking to actual people. Why is it I never do that? Why is it that I'm never interviewing anybody? I'm a journalist. Why am I not interviewing people? I am a journalist. I'm a respected, credentialed journalist. Why am I not speaking to actual human beings. Of course, no answer. It's all right. It's okay. I'll interview myself. That's what I'll do. I don't need you people. I'll interview myself. I'm a good subject. I'm interesting. Do my own interview. Right, Meganne? Yes, Meganne. Well, thank you, Meganne. Well, thank you. You look lovely. Thank you.